A very good morning, students. Welcome back to the session on data structures and algorithms course. In our last session, we have discussed about, we have concluded the concept of binary trees, the error in code what we got when we are performing insertion and when we are performing the traversal operations. I have explained that one, and along with that we have also seen the threaded binary trees, and we said we are going to do only the concept discussion on this threaded binary trees. We are not going to see any implementations, and even if you want to do the implementation on this threaded binary trees, the concept will be quite similar to your binary trees, and you can follow the same thing. And as well as the traversal operations, we said for all the tree types whatever we are going to discuss, like your binary trees, threaded binary trees, binary search trees, AVL trees, for all these tree types we are going to have the same common traversal operation. Okay, so if you want to do the implementation from your side, you can try it and you can do it. Okay, the concept I have given, the implementation you can do from your side. And for your exams point of view, we said it is not that much important because we have never seen any question from that on that threaded binary tree implementation. Just they are asking some concept wise questions on that threaded binary tree, so that is the reason why we are not discussing. And even if you see your syllabus, they have not mentioned about these threaded binary trees specifically. Okay, so after that we started the concept on binary search trees, isn't it? We discussed what is a binary search tree, and how it is different from your other tree types like your binary tree and binary threaded binary tree. So binary search tree, the definition we said, it is similar to your binary tree. I mean, whatever properties a binary tree will have, the same properties your binary search tree will also have. Okay, like your binary tree property, we said every node in your binary tree can have at most two children. At most two children. So the same property will also be applied to these binary search trees. So here also the binary search trees, every node in your binary search tree can have at most two children. At most two in the sense it can have 0, it can have 1, and it can have 2. Okay, so that is at most 2. Okay, then the extra property which makes the difference between binary search trees and binary tree is your binary search tree is an ordered tree. So all nodes whatever we are maintaining inside binary search tree, they are in order. Okay, they are unlike your binary trees where we are maintaining the where we are maintaining the nodes as they are coming to the tree, or as they are as we are inserting using insert operation. Okay, simply level by level from top to bottom we are inserting inside your binary tree. But over here we will not do the insertion in that way. Rather, how we do, we follow a different method that we are going to discuss in today's session. We follow a different method, and using that method only we are going to insert all the nodes inside your binary tree, binary search tree. And inside your binary search tree all nodes will be in a ordered manner, stored in a ordered manner. That is, whatever nodes we are going to have in the left side subtree, left child subtree, though all those nodes will be smaller than the root node, and in right side subtree whatever nodes we are going to have, all those nodes will be bigger than your root node. Remember this one, all nodes in the left side tree will be smaller, and all nodes in the right side subtree will be greater or bigger, we can say. So yeah, and one more thing, as I got some issues when I was about to start this class, I got some issues in my IDE. So I planned in this way. In today's session, we'll discuss only the concept related to your binary search tree. And in tomorrow's session, I will give the implementation, complete implementation on this binary search tree. Along with the implementation on this binary search tree, we also discuss the concepts related to AVL trees. Okay, AVL trees. So today we'll do the we'll discuss only the concept on binary search trees. Then for tomorrow's class, we are doing implementation of binary search trees along with concept of AVL trees. Hopefully you understood. So quickly, yeah, Binary search tree we have seen, I mean, every node can have a maximum of two childrens, and generally to enhance the performance of a binary tree we are using this special type of binary search tree. And in binary search tree, what we said, all nodes, every nodes containing in the left subtree are smaller than the root node, and all nodes in right side subtree will be larger than the root node. So the definition what I have given in the box, it give the same meaning. Binary search tree is a binary tree. You have to do, I mean, you have to remember this one. We are defining binary search tree in terms of binary tree, because whatever properties your binary tree is having, all those properties your binary search tree must have. So that is the reason why when we define this binary search tree, we are defining binary search tree in terms of binary tree only. So binary search tree is a binary tree in which every node contain only smaller values in its left subtree and only larger values in its right subtree. So this is the concept. After this, yeah, I have shown that graphically over here. We have taken, I mean, whatever definition we are giving to the root node, the same definition will be applied to each and every node present inside your binary search tree. So wherever you go, I mean, to whatever node you go, the tree has to satisfy, the binary search tree has to satisfy the definition. Remember this one. Okay, so in a binary search tree, all the nodes in the left subtree of any node, all the nodes in the left subtree of any node, we said any node contains smaller values, and all nodes in the right subtree of any node contains the larger value as shown in the following figure. So here we are taking any node, particular node with k value. Okay, and we said left subtree, it should contain less than or equals to values to the root node, less than or equals to k, so value which is there inside your root node. Then right subtree, it should contain greater values than the root value. Okay, so here in the left subtree we have shown the, I will just take the marker. Okay, in the left subtree we have shown all the smaller or equal values, and in the right subtree we have shown all the larger values. As you can see here, only the larger values, and here only the smaller values we set. Okay, so this equation also you can see here, all values they must be less than or equals to k, where k is the root node value, and here also same thing, all values they must be greater than k, where k is the root node value. Okay, so simply take the example of this binary search tree, where the root node is having 25. Okay, root node is having 25, and if you see all nodes present inside the left side subtree, they are smaller than the root node, and all nodes present inside the right side subtree, they are greater than the root node. So in this way we maintain a binary search tree. Okay, so then, yeah, the definitions in these two, they have the same meaning, the whatever we discussed so far. So why binary trees means to make the search operation easier, or to find the maximum and minimum values easily. And we also said if there is no ordering, then we have to compare every key to search a given key. So if you are performing the search operation, and if your keys are, I mean, if your tree is not a search tree, I mean, if your tree is not having nodes in an orderly manner, then what we have to do, we have to search each and every, I mean, we have to compare our key value with each and every node present inside the binary search tree Okay, so here consider the example of a binary search tree with these nodes, and we see how we can construct the binary tree using these nodes. So here only I will try to construct the binary tree, and afterwards I will show you how the concept is done. Okay, so first, as you have only one, I mean, first we start with the first node. Okay, first we start with the first node, that is 10. So we insert, I mean, as my root is null, before the insertion of this 10, I will consider my binary tree as empty. I don't have any nodes present inside my binary tree. Okay, so now if you have 10 as your first value. So now what you have to do, you have to insert this 10 into your binary search tree. So how we do, if your root node is null, I mean, how, if your root is not having anything to point, then we create this 10 as the first node and we make the root node to point this 10. So what you have to do, insert the 10 as the first node inside your binary search tree. Insert this 10 as the first node inside your binary tree. So that I am doing over here. So only 10. Okay, only 10 I have done. Then after that, what we have to do, insert 12. So how we do the insertion? Again, when we are doing the insertion of this 12, again we have to start from the root node only. Again we have to start from the root node only. So when we are doing the insertion of 12, simply when we are doing the insertion of this 12, compare this node to be inserted with the root node. Okay, so 12 we are comparing with 10, root node 10. So if it is less than, insert this 12 in the left side, and if it is greater than, insert this into right side, because 12 is greater than, we go into the right side. Okay, if it is greater, we insert in the right side child. Okay, if it is lesser, we insert this into the left side child, but 12 as it is greater, we are inserting as the right side child. So 12 will come over here. Then we have 5. So 5, it is lesser, isn't it? Again you go to root and compare with root. Always we have to start with root only. So 5 compare with root, it is smaller. So we insert this 5 as the left side child. So 5 will come over here. 5 will come over here. Then we have 4. So 4, again it is lesser. Again it is lesser with root. And we are just shift from, if it is lesser, just go to the child. Okay, so when you are at child, again make this child as root and perform the same operation. So performing the same operation in the sense, what we have to do, again we have to compare this 4 with this 5. So this 4 is lesser than this 5, so make this 4 as left child of this 5. So like this we have to do. Then we have 20. Then we have 20. So where we have to insert, 20 will be compared with this 10. Okay, 10, and if it is as it is greater than 20, move in the right side direction. As it is greater than 10, move in the right side direction. So after reaching 12, okay, when you move in the right side direction, we are reaching 12. After reaching 12, again compare this 20 with this 12. Compare this 20 with this 12. It is greater. So if it is lesser, we will insert left child, but it is greater, so we insert like a right child. So 20 will come over here. 20 will come over there. Then we have 8. 8 you compare with 10. Okay, 8 you compare with 10, it is lesser, isn't it? It is lesser. So move in the left side direction. Okay, move in the left side direction and come to 5. So when you are at 5, make this 5 as root node and again you do the comparison. 5, 8. 8 is greater than 5. If it is lesser, we move in this direction. But if it is greater, so we insert that 8 in the right side direction. 8 will come over here. Okay, yeah, when you are moving left side or right side, when you are doing the insertion, only if it is null, only if the particular child node is null, then only we are inserting. If it is not null and we are having some node over there, then we are making that node as a root node, and again we are repeating the same thing. This particular thing you have to understand. See, we started with 10, isn't it? We started with 10 because root node was null, because your tree was empty and root node was null. We started with 10 by making the 10 as root node. Then after that 12 insertion, how we have done, we compared with 10, and when we compared it, we found that 12 was greater. 12 was greater than 10, root node. So then we decided to insert this 12 as the right child. Okay, we decided, we tried to move in the right side direction. As the right child was null, we inserted this 12 as the right child. If it was not null, then we move in that direction, and if it is not null, means there must be a node, isn't it? And we made that, we would have made that node as the root node, and we would have performed the same operation again at that node as well. Okay, so similarly, again, when we are inserting this 7, I will make you understand that one. So 7 we are inserting. So what we have to do, again, you compare that 7 with 10. So 7 is lesser than 10, isn't it? 7 is lesser than 10. So in which direction, where we have to insert this 7, we have to we should try to insert this 7 in the left side direction. If it is null, I mean if it would have null, we would have inserted this 7 here itself. Okay, as it is not null, as we don't have any null in the left side child, so what we have to do, simply move to that child. If it is not null, move to that child and make that child as root node. So now we are moving to 5 as it is not null. Okay, as it is not null, the left child of 10 is not null and we have a node over there. So we are moving to that node and we are comparing 7 with that node. Again, we found that 7 is greater than 5. 7 is greater than 5 means in which direction we have to move? We have to move in the right direction. Try to move in the right direction. So we have a node over there. Again, 8. Okay, come to that node and make that node as root. Again, 8 we are making as root and we are doing the same thing. 8 with 7 we are comparing. So 7 is lesser. So where we have to insert, I mean where we have to move, in the left side of the root node we have to move. Our root is 8 now. Try to move in the left side direction. Do we have any node over there? No, we don't have any node. We have null. So insert this 7 over there. If it is null, insert that 7 over there. So 7 will come over here. So then we have 15. Compare 15 with 10, greater. Compare 15 with 12, greater. Okay, compare 15 with 20, lesser. So like this. Then finally 13. 13, compare 13 with 10, greater. Compare 13 with 12, greater. Compare 13 with 20, lesser. Okay, so whenever it is greater, we are moving in the right side direction. So 13 is greater than 10, so we moved in the right side direction. 13 is greater than 12, so we moved in the right side direction. 13 is lesser than 20, so we are moving in the left side direction. Moving in the left side direction. So then 13 is lesser than 15, move in the left side direction. So here that 13 will come. Like this, the 13 will come. So this insertion operation, whatever we have performed from the first node to this node, all insertions you have to show when you are doing it on a paper. All these insertions you have to do, you have to show separately. How you have to show means like this you have to show. Okay, like this you have to show. I mean whatever insertion we have done over there, see we got the same tree 10 5 4. Here you can compare my final result with this last tree. You can compare with my final result with this last tree. We got the same thing. Okay, so here we started with 10, inserting 10, we started with 10, then we tried to insert 12. 12 is greater than 10, so we made it 12 as the right node. Then 5, if it, as it is lesser than 10, we made it as left node. Okay, right child node, left child node. Then we tried to insert 4. 10 we have inserted, 12 we have inserted, 5 we have inserted, 4. Again 4 is lesser than 10, move in the right left side direction. 4 is lesser than 5, move in the left, insert that 4 as the left child. So likewise we have done all the insertion how I have shown previously, and finally we got the same tree. Okay, this is the binary tree and this is how we perform the insertion inside your binary tree. Okay, simply take some random values and try to make the binary search tree with that one, as just now I have shown the concept. So first node, as your root node will be empty, so make the first node as the root node. Then whatever insertions you are doing, simply move accordingly. If it is greater, move in the right direction. If it is lesser, move in the left direction. And how long you have to move, I mean before inserting that node, how long you have to move, in the sense till you reach the leaf node. And how come we can, I mean how can we know that leaf node is reached, in the sense, simply whenever you say a particular node to left as whenever you say a particular node to left and if you found it as null, then it means you reached the leaf node. And whenever you are saying some node to right as null, okay, whenever you are getting some node to right as null, that also means that you reached the leaf node or leaf node but one. Okay, so likewise you can remember. So always until you reach the null inside your, I mean consideration, inside your moving, inside your traversal operation, inside your moving operation, unless you get the null, you don't do insertion. Once you get the null, there only you do the insertion. The same thing we did. So we started with 10 and when we tried to insert 12, we have to move in the right side child. Okay, as we don't have any child over there, it is null, so we inserted. Then we inserted 5. Then we tried to insert 5. Again, we have to move in the left side direction to insert 5 because 5 is lesser than 10. But when we tried to move in the left direction, we got null, isn't it? So we inserted 5 over there itself. So when we inserted 15, okay, when we inserted 13, Okay, 13 case I will elaborate once again. So when we try to insert 13, what we got? Simply let me just take the eraser because I have done some mistake over there. So I will remove this one. Okay, when we try to insert the 13, how we have inserted? First we have compared that 13 with 10. Inside your tree we compared with 10. So we got 13 is greater than 10, so we have to move in the right direction. Okay, we tried to move in the right direction and we reached 12. Again we did the comparison. 13 is greater than 12, so again we have to move in the right child. Okay, we moved in the right child because we have a right child over there, so we moved in the right direction and we reached 20. So again 20, when we compared 13 with 20, 13 is lesser than 20, so we have to move in the left child. We have a left child over there, it is not null, we have a left child, so we moved in that direction and we reached 15. Okay, again we compared our 13 with this 15. 13 is lesser than 15, so we tried to move in the left direction, but before inserting this 13, the left of the 15 was null, isn't it? The left child of the 15 was null, so we inserted the 13 over there. Because we reached null, we inserted 13 over there. So like this, you remember. Compare with the root node and try to move according to the value. If it is lesser, try to move in the left direction. If it is greater, try to move in the right direction and move until you reach the null pointer. Until you reach the null pointer. So if you are reaching the null pointer, simply insert the newly created node at that point itself. Okay. So that is how we perform the insertion operation on a binary search tree. So operations on a binary search tree, we can perform search, insertion, traversal and deletion. These four types of operations we can perform. So quickly we go and we see what is search operation. Search operation is nothing but a key value will be given and we have to search for that particular key value inside your binary search tree. If the key value is present inside your binary search tree, we give an output that the element is found inside the binary search tree. We give a positive response. If the key value is not present inside the binary search tree, then what we do? We simply give an negative message, that is negative response. That is nothing but element is not found inside the binary search tree. Like that type of message we will give to the searching person or the end user. So here you read these statements. In a binary search tree, the search operation is nothing but searching for a node with a given key value. Searching for a node with a given key value. The same thing we do. To search a given key in a binary search tree, we first compare it with the root. Okay, the same principle, how we did the insertion, the same principle we follow over here also. First we do the comparison with root node. Okay, if the key is present at the root node itself, so when you are doing the comparison with the root node, and if you found that the key value is equal to the root node, simply what we do, we print a positive response that the key value is present inside the tree. Okay, we return root and we print the positive response. If key is greater than, okay, if it doesn't match with the root node, if it doesn't match with the root node, then uh, uh, the comparison, in the sense, if it is not matching, either it can be lesser than or it can be greater than the root node. If it is lesser, we have to move in the left side child, and if it is greater, we have to move in the right side child. And after reaching either left child or right child, again you have to perform the same operation what you did at the root node. Okay, again you have to perform the same recursive operation what you did at the root node. Okay, compare it. If it is equal, print the positive response. If it is greater, move in the right direction. If it is lesser, move in the left side direction. So like this, you have to move. I mean, if you're not finding, I mean, uh, you're doing the keep on comparison and you're reaching the null pointer inside your traversal. When you are searching, again you are performing the traversal, isn't it? And if you are reaching the null pointer in your traversal, you conclude that thing as key not found or element not found case. So if you are keep on searching for that element and you are reaching the leaf node, that is nothing but you are reaching the null pointer inside your binary search tree. That means the key value what you are looking for is not there inside your binary search tree. Simply print that error message. Simply print that negative message to the end user and terminate your program or terminate your function. Okay, the search operation is performed in the following way. See, the same thing in an algorithmic way I have written. So first step, if you read the search element from the user. So the key element, what key element he wants to search from inside the binary search tree, that you have to read from the end user. So compare the search element with the root node. So what we are doing, We are comparing it with the root node. If both are matched or if both are equal, so step by step you read. First we are reading the key. First we are reading the key. Then after reading the key, what we are doing? We are comparing it with the root node. If both are matching, simply we are giving a positive response. Given node is found or given key value is found and terminating the function. If it is matching, we are printing this one and there only we are terminating our function. If both are not matched, let us assume if both are not matched, then check whether the key is greater or smaller or larger than the node value. If both are not matched, we are doing this thing. We are simply comparing whether it is greater or lesser than the root node. If the search element, if the element to be searched, if the element to be searched is smaller, then we are continuing the search operation in the left subtree. Okay, if it is smaller, we are continuing the search operation in the left subtree, and if it is greater, we are continuing the search operation in the right subtree. Remember that this one. If it is lesser, we are continuing the search operation in the left subtree, and if it is greater, we are continuing the search operation in the right subtree. In either way, we are shifting. I mean, we are removing the. I mean, in case of greater value, we are not going to the left side. So that complete left child we are ignoring. Left side subtree we are ignoring. We are not doing any comparison over there. And if it is smaller, the complete right side subtree we are ignoring. We are not doing any comparison over there, and simply we are moving to the left side subtree. Likewise. So repeat the same process until you find the exact match or the search element is compared with a leaf node. So until and unless you are you are reaching to a conclusion inside your search operation that there is a match inside the search operation, or you are reaching the leaf node, you have to continue, you have to repeat the same operation. If we reach the node having the value equivalent to the search value, then display element is found. So when inside your search operation, whenever you are reaching a node and that node is having the particular value what you are searching, so simply give the positive response by printing element is found. If you reach the leaf node and it is not, and even then also you did not find the match, suitable match, then give a negative response that element is not found inside your search tree, binary search tree, and terminate the function. In both the cases, what we have to do, we have to terminate our search operation. So this is how we perform the search operation. Compare with root. Okay, if it is equal to the root, give the positive response that the element is found. If it is not equal to root, check whether it is lesser than the root or greater than the root. If it is lesser, simply go to the left child. Okay, and again there at the left child perform the same steps what we did at root node. So if it is greater, move to the right child and perform the same operations what we did at root node. So in that way we proceed until we reach the null or until we find the element inside your binary search tree. So this is the code suitable for that one. In tomorrow's class, as I said, we will discuss the code. So I will not discuss anything over here. In tomorrow's class, we will do the discussion on this code. The same thing, if the root node is null, simply return the null. That element is not found. Okay, if root node is not null, do the comparison with the data part. If they are equal, simply return root again. Okay, if they are not equal, then if it is then we have to check whether it is greater or lesser. If it is lesser, do the same operation in the left side child. Okay, if it is greater, do the same operation in the right side child. Likewise, you remember, if the key value is greater, what we have to do, we have to do the same operation. As you can see over here, root of data, that is nothing but the key value at the root node. Okay, the value, the actual value at the root node, we call it as the root data, and that root data we are comparing with key value. So if key value is greater, we are doing the same search operation inside root of right. We are ignoring complete left part, we are doing in the right part. If it is smaller, less than that, okay, if it is not greater, means it is ultimately it is smaller only, right? So what we do, if if it is not greater, simply perform the search operation inside the left side subtree. So simple. How many lines of code we are writing over here? Only 1, 2, this is another 3, 4, and this is another 5 lines of code we are writing. Only 5 lines of code for search operation we are writing inside your BST, binary search tree, search operation. code implementation tomorrow I will show you, as I have issues with my IDE. So by tomorrow I will rectify that issues and I will show you the execution. So next, insert operation. As I said, insert, how we are performing already, we have seen some of the point how we are performing the insertion when we did the actual creation of your binary search tree from scratch. Okay, there I have shown whenever we are inserting, the first node will become the root node, as your root will be empty before the insertion of that first node. So after inserting the first node, every time you do the comparison of the newly inserted element, newly inserted, I mean element to be inserted, not newly, element to be inserted with the root node. If it is lesser, go to the left child. If it is greater, go to the right child. And again you do the same operation. Again you do the same operation at both the ends. Okay, a new data element is always inserted at the leaf node. I mean, you have to do such a comparison, and until and unless you reach a leaf node. And reaching leaf node is nothing but you have to understand this one. Leaf node, when we are calling it as a leaf node, if it is not going to have any children, the node, it should not have any children. Or if it is a terminal node, if it is an external node, all these terminologies we discussed when we have seen the tree terminologies. So again, I am not repeating, simply I am calling it as a leaf node. So there also I stressed this point when I explained the terminology. There also I stressed this point that the understanding of leaf node, external node, terminal node is very, very important, because we are going to use this leaf node many of the times in our discussions, and that discussion is now we are seeing. Okay, a new node, a new data element is always inserted at the leaf node. So the thing is, we have to reach the suitable leaf node. By doing that comparison and traversal, we have to reach the suitable node. There you can insert the newly created node. Okay, so we start searching a data value of the node from the root node till we hit a leaf node. Okay, once a leaf node is found, the new node is added as a child of that leaf node. So once we are reaching the suitable node, again that suitable node's value will be compared with the new node value. If it is lesser, the new node will be inserted as the left child. If it is greater, the new node will be inserted like a right child. Okay, the insertion operation is performed as follows. The same thing, whatever I just now explained, the same thing I kept like a procedure over here. I kept like an algorithm over here. First of all, we have to create a new node. In programming point of view, we have to create a new node and make both left and right as null. Left and right as null. Then check whether tree is empty or not. If the tree is empty, make the newly created node as the root node. If the tree is not empty, then check whether the new node data value is smaller than the root node or bigger than the root node. Okay, if it is smaller than the root node, traverse in the left child direction. If it is greater than the root node, traverse in the right child direction. And how, till what extent you have to traverse means until and unless you reach the leaf node. In both the cases, until and unless you reach the leaf node. Once you reach the leaf node, that is nothing but the null. What you have to do, simply compare the new node data value with the leaf node value. Okay, if the new node data value is smaller than the leaf node value, insert the new node as left child. And if the new node data value is greater than the leaf node value, insert the new node as right child. See, each and every statement, whatever I am giving, it is of very important. So the same steps, the same procedures, the same theory you have to write in your exam. So just follow it. Okay. So the next thing, the insertion operation, how exactly I am performing over here, that complete thing I have shown in the coding. Again, that same thing we are doing. First we are comparing with the root node. If it is null, make the root node as make the new node as root. Okay, if it is not null, compare with new node data with root data. If it is lesser, insert the insert the new node as left child. If it is greater, insert the new node as right node. The same code we have written over here, and this is also like 7 to 8 lines of code only for insertion operation inside a binary search tree. See, I told you in my previous session as well, don't go for complicated stuff, because the concept wise discussion, it is very, very important, and according to the concept I have done the implementation over here. Don't go to the complex analysis or complex stuff, that it is of a waste of time, I mean to say. Okay, many of the people, many of the internet websites, they have done the implementation in a good manner. I'm not saying that is bad. It in a good manner by using many switch case statements, many control statements without using this recursive approach. They have used the iterative approach to implement this binary search tree. That approach is also very, very important if you are focusing more on coding and if you are focusing more on understanding. In your exam point of view, I suggest you to go with this, because that many lines of code, it is very difficult to put on a paper, it is very difficult to remember, isn't it? It is very difficult to put on a paper. Definitely you will get issues in such a code. And moreover, nobody will expect you to write the complete code when they are asking in your exam. Nobody will expect that one, because the binary tree implementation, if you do it thoroughly, only that one binary tree implementation will take like 3 to 4 hours. Just writing the code, I mean to say, if you don't follow this recursive approach. Okay, so don't waste that much of time in your examinations only for the implementation of these binary search trees. If they ask, definitely they will ask this binary search tree implementation, the concept and the implementation they will ask. Only to give the concept, the explanation about the concept, it will take like nearly what we call half an hour, isn't it? Then when you implement it, how much time you allocate for the implementation? So only if you are spending like 1 hour on this LAQ, then what about the other LAQs which you have to solve? And what about the other SAQs what you have to solve? So simply, my intention, it is very clear, don't waste the time after running it. Okay, so I have seen the implementations, and many people, they have written the implementation in their records just by following that switch case and all and all and all. I mean, the concept is this much, the decoration what we are doing is this much over there. So my intention, don't do that much of decoration. My concept, whatever I am giving, I'm expecting that much concept only. The logic only I'm expecting. I'm not expecting the decoration. Okay, they are using switch case, 1 for insert, 2 for delete, 3 for traversal. Again 3 when you are hitting, again it is going to one more menu, 1 for in order, 2 for pre-order, 3 for post order, likewise. And when you are hitting 1 in the traversal, then it is displaying the traversal, and again it is coming back to the menu. Likewise, nobody will expect that kind of user friendly menu, kind of menu driven program. Nobody will expect, believe me. They simply expect the logic. If the logic is to the point, definitely you will score good. Okay, definitely you will get some good marks. Okay, so of course, if you are writing the short code, you have to give the concept explanation you have to do. Okay, then traversal operations on BST, they are exactly same like whatever traversal operations we did in binary trees. Okay, in order to display a binary search tree, there must be some order needs to be followed. The order in which all the nodes of the binary search tree must be displayed. In any binary search tree, displaying order of node depends on the traversal methods. Displaying or visiting of nodes in a binary search tree is called binary tree traversal, binary search tree traversal. So the traversal techniques are nothing but your in order, pre-order, post order, whatever we discussed, the traversal techniques with respect to your binary tree. Okay, with respect to your binary tree, the same traversal techniques you can apply to binary search tree as well. Okay, the traversal techniques what we discussed in case of binary tree, the same traversal techniques over here also we are discussing, that is binary search tree. So for our understanding, we are not doing any level order traversal over here, and we do only in order, pre-order and post order traversals. Okay, we are not doing any level order traversal. So see, all different data structures under this trees concepts, whatever we are discussing, the traversal techniques, they are very, very, very important. In order, pre-order, post order, and they are the same for all types of trees. Binary trees, threaded binary trees, binary search trees, AVL trees, we follow this type of traversal techniques only. In order, pre-order, post order. In order, root will be visited in the center, I mean in the middle of left child and right child. Then pre-order, root will be visited first. Then post order, root will be visited after the left child and right child. So the same thing I have given over here. In order traversal, left child, root, right. Left child, root, right child. So as you can see over here, it is very simple. Then the code associated with that one. So the same coding, whatever we did over there, You simply you have to pass, give the function name, pass the root node, and if it is not null, recursively call the same function in order of root of left. First you have to put, because we have to visit the left child first in case of in order, and then C out of root of data. Okay, so C out of root of data, that is root node we have to visit in the middle of left child and right child. Okay, then in order of root of right. So simply the cout function or the display statement will come in the middle. So this display statement is nothing but your root node, because we are, as you can see, we are printing the root node data. And how you can remember root of left? Root of left is nothing but visiting left of the root node. Root of right is nothing but visiting right node of root node. So this is left, this is root, and this is right. How we are visiting all the nodes? Left, root, right in case of in order. This is in order traversal. Then if you see the pre-order, again as I said, root will be visited first, then left will be visited, then right will be visited. Okay, root will be visited first, the root of data, then left will be visited, root of left will be visited second, then root of right will be visited last. So this is pre-order traversal, that is nothing but root left right. Root left right is nothing but your pre-order traversal. So this one pre-order traversal. Then finally the post-order traversal, root will be visited at the last. First we visit the left child, then we visit the right child, and finally we visit the root node. Okay, finally we visit the root node. The same thing, as you can see, root is visited at the end. Root is visited in the end. This is your left and this is your right. Root we are visiting at the end. So this is post-order traversal. Post-order traversal. Simply remember like this. Post-order traversal, we visit the root node at the end. Okay, in all the cases, pass the root node, and when we are doing this type of things means when until and unless root should not be equals to null. When the root becomes null, we simply stop this traversal technique. Okay, so then deleting a particular node from your binary search tree. Deleting a particular node from your binary search tree. This thing we can do in three different ways. Again, deleting a node from the binary search tree, this thing we do in a three different ways. First thing, yeah, if you're whatever node you want to you try to delete, if it is a leaf node. Okay, whatever node you are trying to delete, if it is a leaf node, how we do the deletion. And if it is a what we call, if it is a node with one child, with only one child, then how we do the deletion. And if it is a node with two children, if it is a node with two children, how we do the deletion. Three cases. Case 1, if it is a leaf node. Leaf node means no children, isn't it? Leaf node means no children. If there are no children, then how we do the deletion? Okay, then deleting a node with one child means one child, how we delete? I mean, yeah, we see the procedure actually. Then deleting a node with two children. Okay, these three are different cases. The first case we see simply what we have to do, deleting a leaf node, that is nothing but a node with no children. A node with no children. So if you want to delete such a thing, simply what you have to do, traverse till you reach that node. Traverse till you reach that node, or perform the search operation so that you reach that node. Then delete that node simply. Okay, don't do anything, simply delete that node. That's it. So I will show you how we will do that one. So simply go here. Let me just discard. Okay, because we need the tree, so I will copy the tree and I will show you the operation. So we will take this binary tree. It is a binary tree, so I am taking this one. I will go to that slide once again. Here we were, isn't it? So deleting a node with no children. So I am going to the whiteboard, and why it is not okay. It got pasted over here. So delete. So I have to go here and I have to select this. I will enlarge this one, or else, yeah, no. I will enlarge this one. So like this, I will enlarge so that you can see the stuff easily. Okay. So now what we have to do? Yes, as I said, if it is a leaf node, just reach that leaf node and delete. So let us say I want to delete this 15. I want to delete this 15. Then what I have to do? I have to traverse. I have to perform the search operation. I have to perform the search operation. So search operation will only take you to that particular node, isn't it? Take a temporary pointer and perform the search operation. So how? Simply first you compare the 15 with this, because 15 I want to delete. So I'm having 15 in hand. Okay, I'm having 15 in hand, and that 15 we are comparing with root node. It is lesser, smaller. So move in the left child. Again, come over here to the to 20 and make 20 as root and do the comparison. 15, once again it is lesser. So come over here to 10. Make 10 as root node and do the comparison. 15, greater. Move in the right side. Move, come to 12, 15. Compare with this 12. Okay, again it is greater. So move in the right. So now compare this 15 with 15. Now you are reached it. You reached at the 15. As it is a leaf node. Okay, when you reached 15, when you perform the successful search, when you are at 15, what we do? Simply delete this one. Okay, simply delete this one and remove this link. That's it. Or we can say make this link as null. Make this link as null and delete this one. Like this we do the deletion in case if it is a leaf node. If it is a leaf node in the sense this is a leaf node, this is a leaf node, this is a leaf node. All these external nodes present inside your tree are leaf nodes. If you are deleting any of these leaf nodes, simply delete those leaf nodes. Don't think about the difference. Okay, don't think about the difference, just simply delete that leaf node. It won't change anything inside your binary search tree, or your binary search tree will not lose any property after deleting that node. So the concept is very simple. Whenever you are deleting a particular node, you have to look such a way that your tree should not lose its property. The tree should not lose its property. And if you delete the leaf node, it is clear that your tree will not lose any property, will not lose its property. Okay, hopefully it is understood. Then what we have to do? Yeah, the second case, case 2, deleting a tree with only one child. Deleting a tree with only one child. So that is nothing but, okay, I will just make the corrections. Okay, deleting a node with only one child. So in my tree, which node that can be? Yeah, having only one child. So this 48, it is having two child, so I can't delete. Yeah, this 30, as it is having only one child. 40 also having two childs. 36 also having two childs. 20 also having two childs. 10 also having two childs. 5 also having two childs. Children. Then 12, it is having only one child. So I can delete this 12 with only one children, or I can delete this 30 with only one child. Okay, I can delete this 12 with only one child, and I can delete this 30 with only one child, and rest of all they are having two children, so we can't consider that example in this case. So to the next case we'll discuss those examples. So now I decided to delete this 12. I decided to delete this 12. So now you see how we can delete this 12 from our tree, binary tree. So what I have to do? First I have to perform the traversal operation, and I have to reach that 12. Okay, so I compare with this 25. 12 is lesser. I'm doing for 12. 12 is lesser, so I will move in this direction. 20 compared with 20, 12 is lesser. Come over here, left direction. Compared with 10, 12 is greater, so come over here. So now when I compare 12 with 12, I found my node. I found my node to be deleted. So in that case, what you have to do means make a link. Just make a link between the child and the parent. Between the child and the parent. Because when we are saying a node with one child, it is going to have only one child and one parent, isn't it? It is going to have only one child and one parent. So simply make a link between those two. So what you have to do? Yeah, like this, you have to make a link from there to here. Okay, make a link like this. Previously, this 10, right of this 10, it is pointing to this 12. Now correct that one so as it is pointing this node, newly created node. Take a temporary pointer over here. Take a temporary pointer over here, because when you perform the search operation, automatically temporary pointer will come over here. So now what I have to do? Okay, simply this parent node of next, parent node of right, make it as temp of right. That's it. So a link will come from here to here. So then delete this temp. Delete this temp. So now after deletion, how your tree will become? You will get a node from here to 15, like this. 10 to 15, you will get a node. You will get a link. Okay, an edge you will get. Hopefully you understood. So deleting a node with one child, this is the concept. Simply reach that node and make a link between the parent and child and delete the node. That's it. And the last one, deleting a node with two children. Deleting a node with two children. This concept also very easy. I will delete all this to explain. Deleting a node with two children. So now what are my options? Which node I can delete? So I have this 5 that I can consider, 10 that I can consider, 20 that I can consider, 36 that I can consider, 40 that I can consider, 48 I can consider, and rest of all they are having either one child or no children. Either one child or no children. So all these I can consider, and any of these I can delete. Any of these I can delete. So now what I have decided is, so I have decided that I will delete the more complex stuff so that you can do these simple ones easily. So I thought of deleting this 36. I thought of deleting this 36. So go to the code and see, algorithm and see. First what we have to do, find the node to be deleted using search operation. So let us assume 36 is my node that I want to delete from my binary search tree. 36, and I found that 36 by simply traversing. Okay, so now I am at 36. So next what I have to do, so if it has two children, yes, it is having two children, 30 and 40. Okay, then find the largest node in its left subtree. In its left subtree we have to find the largest node or the smallest node in its right subtree. Either you can find the smallest node or you can find the largest node over here. Okay, either you can find the smallest node in the left subtree or the largest node in the right subtree of that particular node only. Don't go with the root node. Of that particular node only we have to search. What we have to do? Yes, yeah, after reaching the node with two children, to delete that node, either you search for a smallest node in the left subtree or you search for a largest node in the right subtree. Okay, so smallest node will be 28 and largest node will be 50. Like this you can easily get that one. So after finding, swap both deleting node and node which is found in the above step. Okay, so whatever node we found over here, yani this 28, either 28 or either 50, simply what we have to do, swap. Okay, swap, take any of these. Okay, now I'm considering this 50. Okay, this for 50 I'm taking because it is the largest node in the right subtree. Either this one or this one I have to do. I'm doing this one. So this is 50. 50 is the largest node in my right subtree of the node to be deleted. So then what I have to do, simply swap. Swapping is nothing but this has to be replaced with this 50. The 36 has to be replaced with this 50 and 50 has to be replaced with 36. So 50 will go over here, 50 will come over here, and 36 will come over here. 36 will come over here. So now what I can do, after doing like this, then check whether deleting the node came to case 1 or case 2. Yeah, after moving like this, yeah, because the node to be deleted, it is now the leaf node. So I can follow the case 1 and I can delete this one, because deleting the leaf node, it is very easy. Simply delete that one. So now as it is in first case, the node to be deleted, it is at leaf node now. So I can follow the first case and I can delete that leaf node without any hesitation, because it is not going to disturb anything in my tree. Okay, then this is the code associated with that delete operation that we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Hopefully you understood, students. Thank you very much.